Well, I'm back, and that means that we are starting a new week in our semester. It is week number 3, and we're getting into a routine of doing the same things over and over again. So hopefully last week was a good opportunity for you to get your schedule set up and your body rhythm going to where you're going to be able to do this thing over and over again for the next 14 weeks or so. As we think about what we did last week and what we're finishing up from last week, we want to make sure that we are done with all of our posting today. Sunday hopefully is when you're looking at this video. You just need to read a few of those posts. You want to make sure that you go in and there are none of those little blue lines that indicate that something hasn't been read. It may be that you have to reread something in order to get that little blue line to go away. But today, Sunday's the day for reading everything. By the end of the day today, everybody ought to be at 100%. So make sure that those posts are read. Also, you want to make sure that you have gotten recap number 2 in. That's due by Tuesday night the 2nd. Remember the note on the homepage that we've deferred that from Sunday till Tuesday to give you a little bit more time to reflect on what you learned. If you've already turned it in, there's nothing stopping you from going back in and looking at it and making corrections to it, adding to it, whatever, expanding on it. If you turned it in on Thursday or Friday, you may have learned something on Saturday that's worth talking about in that paper. So make sure that's in by Tuesday night. So discussion 2 and the recap. You hopefully are in the process of working on your professional paper, at least identifying who you're going to be working with and starting to make some sort of a strategy on what you're going to talk about and when you're going to do the talking. That professional paper is not going to be due for about another 3 weeks or so on February the 21st, but go ahead and get started on it. You don't want to wait until the last week to be working on that. What's new this week? Well, we're getting into discussion 3, which is the first discussion led by your peers. I did the first 2, and y'all are going to be doing them for a while now, and I'm excited. The very first topic that we've got is going to be a good one, and you and I are probably going to have different perspectives on this, and that's good. Body art is going to be led by Andrew and Justin and Allison and Hector. They've done a lot of work, some good work, on finding some articles for you to read, creating your overview to give you an idea of what's going on in body art in the business world today that HR is dealing with. And they've got some pretty good discussion questions. Now, when I looked at them for the first time a couple of days ago, my first thought was these are really kind of yes or no one-word answers, and I didn't adjust them at all, but you certainly want to explain why you take whatever position you take. Maybe give an example or talk about something that has happened to you. Pick any one of the 3, but go farther. You know, you got to get 170 words out of this in your introductory post. You're going to have to explain a little bit, but take it as a challenge to talk about the why and the how and that sort of thing. Your initial post ought to be done by Tuesday, February the 2nd, a couple of more posts throughout the week, finishing up by Saturday so that you can finish all the reading by Sunday. Along with that, you need to be thinking about what you want to put in your recap number 3. I would suggest you wait until Saturday or Sunday to really get started on that. So you've had a good bit of time to think during the week as you read the discussions. That recap number 3 is not due until Tuesday the 9th. Let's see here, looking at my notes. Discussion 4 is going to be coming up a week from now. That's going to be Haley and Sloan and Leandra and Kaylin, and they are doing their research this week. The topic that they're going to be looking at is going to be another good one, and that should be ready by this time next week as you are getting through the body art. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to throw in there into discussion on body art during the week. I'm going to typically wait until probably Wednesday or Thursday to get y'all a chance to get started with your discussion before I hijack the discussion. But there's a couple of things that I tend to throw in during that discussion each semester that are kind of amusing, but that are pretty thought-provoking. Andrew, Justin, Allison, and Hector, you really want to be thinking this week about your level of involvement. It needs to be higher than normal. You're going to want to post 6 times, probably 7, maybe 8, instead of the normal 4, and interact a good bit more. Andrew, Justin, Allison, and Hector, make sure that you go in on Sunday or Monday and create a post that says, I'm on the leadership team and I'm looking forward to working with you or reading your thoughts or something. Don't put a post like you would in any other week. Read what they have to say before you post. post. Do a whole lot more follow-up posts than you would normally do. But again, your first post for the week, until you've posted something, you can't see what everybody else wrote. So go in there, the four of you. I'm on the leadership team this week. Looking forward to reading what you have to say so that you can get into the discussion board. You guys also need to be thinking about how it's going during the week, because at the end of the week, you'll need to be putting together your team lead or your topic lead number one. The instructions are out there, all the stuff that you guys sent me last week to get loaded to the discussion board, but also what you would normally have put in the recap. You won't even submit the recap because it's going to be part of your team lead, and then some feedback on your teammates. So summary statement here, finish up discussion 2. Make sure you've turned in recap 2. Get ready to get started on the wonderful world of body art in that discussion. And recap number 3, keep working on your professional paper. If you're in team number 1, get active in the discussion board and start thinking about your topic lead recap assessment. And then if you're in team number 2, be doing your research for discussion 4 next week. That's a good bit to going on this week. We're going to start getting into a pattern where a new team starts researching each week, a new team takes a leadership role each week, and then a new team does their follow-up final thoughts each week. So that's it for now. I will talk to you again this time next week. Hope you're starting to get interested. Generations is a good topic, but we're going to start getting into some real fun stuff. Foundational stuff is what we've done. We're going to start exploring the issues this week going forward. That's it for now. Bye-bye.